What is up, guys? Today I woke up with actually, I didn't wake up, I did not sleep at all. And I saw this email from Adobe, and it basically says I have access to the, did you remember you signed up for Adobe Podcast Studio? Whatever, it's here now. So yeah, we have the Adobe Podcast Studio here now on beta, right? So previously it was just like Adobe Podcast, and we had enhanced speech and mic check. Mic check basically just says what it says here, wherein you can actually um, check if your microphone configuration is pretty good. If you're far away, is there echo? Is there background noise really bad, or do you have volume at all in your microphone? Yeah, so you can check for those things, and then you have enhanced speech, which basically like uses AI. I'm not actually sure what they use, but it basically converts the like shitty sounding audio into podcast quality. But it depends on who you ask, but it's pretty good, right? It's pretty for the input that you put into it, it's pretty good. Yeah. So it converts your like voice into something that sounds something out of a podcast basically. So that kind of sound, right? I don't know how to describe that either. So anyway, they have this new studio now, so you can basically, if you don't have any way to edit or record your casts, then this is a new tool that they have. Obviously integrated with their enhanced speech stuff, which is like something that they actually demo in here. One of the best things I like about this is actually I already took a listen to this, but basically they have like music here that they've actually like categorized into intro, and then what was it again? So like one of lemon bass intros, outros, and transitions. Love it. So you can try these out, bro. That high key slaps. It's pretty good. Outro. Honestly, I'd prefer to like make my own, but this works if you don't have like the remaining brain power to actually make your own. But these are pretty good, honestly. Yeah. So transitions. That's pretty good. That's great. Underscores. It's like, I'm not sure what these should be. These like intermission sort of like music. I'm not actually sure what underscores are. Maybe we could look that up. Actually, you know what? What are underscore music or tracks in the context of a podcast?
Underscore music or tracks in the context of a podcast are background music pieces that play softly under the spoken content. They help set the mood or tone, enhance storytelling, and keep the audience engaged without overpowering the dialogue. The aim is to complement the narration, interviews, or discussions happening in the podcast.
I got it. So it's basically sort of your background music. It was a bit too loud though, so like we have to probably tone it down in post. Can you actually do that? I don't see like any amplitude modifiers here or anything. There's a fade in fade. Oh, there's set us back. Oh, that's so smart. Okay, that's interesting. So we can. So let's see. Let's try that out. I'm just playing around with this. You know what? I'll add this in. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Wait, what? This lemon base is pretty. It does slap. Can I drag it in? It doesn't drag. Oh, there we go. It's uploading, which is weird because it is in their platform already. So I'm not sure why it's still needing to upload. Interesting. Anyway, it says background. Let's try this out. So we can actually play these. Let's see what happens.
Over in the filters panel, you'll find AI that will enhance any speech to sound as if it were recorded in a...
Let's try to like, if it's not set as background, what does it sound like? Yeah, it's loud as hell. So let's set it back up to background. Oh, this is actually really smart and super simple. It probably does. I'm not sure if it does any ducking. Let's see.
Toggle it on and off to hear how this recording originally sounded. Once you're done, you can download your finished audio or click share and create a template to let someone else have a copy. And of course, this...
Okay, it's either I'm deaf or there's no ducking. So basically what I'm saying is that when the speaker is not saying anything, volume should go up. Well, it depends on what you want to do, right? But if if that's a preference, then you could definitely do that. That's definitely more of my style. But it doesn't, I guess. So it just sets its background, so it just drops the volume down. That makes sense though. But it basically like adds stuff around in here. What can you actually add in here? Interesting. Filters. Oh, look at that, like enhanced speech filter. You can adjust the strength of the filter. Not gonna deal with that. But yeah, it's really interesting. You can actually add placeholders, record things. It's pretty fun. Yeah, we can actually, let's listen to the track with the audio filter on and off.
Over in the filters panel, you'll find AI that will
Let's try turning that off.
enhance any speech to sound as if it were recorded in a studio. Toggle.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, so like the rounded off sort of tone. It's not the podcast quality. Audio is very like it's not sharp, right? It's sort of rounded off. I don't know how to explain that. That's just how it works in my head. You know, blame the autistic brain or something. But yeah, is spicy. Blame the spicy brain for anything. But yeah, let's actually try to create a new one. Let's see how that works. And also a nice one is apparently you could actually like invite people in your like podcast episode that you can record over it, which is like amazing. I'm not sure how good this will be live, but wow, it works. But yeah, let's actually test this out ourselves. Let's create a new one. Let's see how this works. New product. There's also templates in here. I don't know what that means. I haven't actually checked these guys out. Deep Space Podcast, Shakespeare Sonnet, Flash Briefing. This might be interesting. It's actually used a template. I don't want to like think. I have not slept at all. So let's actually look at this. Also, the I guess like the best thing about this, aside from music for me, is like you have these that you can have templates, and then you can just have placeholders that you can put into. So if you have a particular format for your podcast, if you have particular sections, then you could already have it set. And if you already have like set up, intros, outros, or background music, then it's already here, like, which is amazing. And you can record directly here, which is interesting. Let's try actually playing this, see what happens.
The James Webb Telescope is one of the most ambitious missions ever sent to space.
Okay, I'm gonna put stuff in here, I guess. Like, let's try to record on this. Oh, would you look at that? Wait, what? Well, let's try recording over it. What is up, friends? It's JP, and you're listening to the James Webb Telescope podcast episode number 1. That was terrible, but let's hear it. It's transcribing. Let's see. One thing I noticed though is that if you've tried there's another software for transcription. Let's see, transcript. Wait, I think I'm getting near. It's transcript. I give up. It's a brain fart. So basically, there's this other app that allows you to like it transcribes what you say, and when you edit it, it actually says the words that you edited in your own words, even if you did not say it, right? It is not like that in the Adobe Podcast Studio, right? So if I edit this, for example, I don't know, let's actually play this out. The transcription is not really that good, but let's see. What is up, friends? It's JP, and you're listening to the James Webb Telescope podcast episode number 1. Yeah. Yeah, there is that characteristic sort of like podcasty voice. I don't like it, especially for this one. But if you don't have good input, I guess then you could just use this basically. I don't have proper input as well, but that sounds really just not me, I guess. But anyway, moving on. Let's see. Yeah, so back to what I was talking about. So if we actually edit this, right? This will just edit the transcript. It won't edit what I say. So compared to the other apps, it will actually They're also trying this feature out in CapCut. It's not that good yet, but it's interesting, right? I think we're heading in an interesting direction with regards to this. But yeah, so we could definitely just add stuff in here. The transcription is a mess. We could just fix that up. But this is looking pretty good. And then after that, then you can hit download, and then I haven't actually tried this out, but yeah. Okay, final audio. I guess basically you get your audio, which is great really if you don't have a preference, if this is just your first time setting up a podcast. They want a really simple but effective sort of tool that get you started, then this is definitely one thing that you could use. You could create your own templates, probably, definitely, and or you could just like create something from scratch. What I love actually here is the music. I don't wanna I if I'm like an if I'm just creating something from scratch, right? I just want to put my ideas out there. Then I don't want to think about like music. For me, I like to actually tinker around with music. I like to make my own stuff, but the things here is like they really high key slap. Let's check it out. I have a bunch of things in here which look interesting. Slaps. I mean I would still prefer to make my own, but this slaps, bro. Not gonna lie, slaps. So if you want to make something really quick, then you can just check this out. It's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's open to everyone now. I'm pretty sure I signed up early for this, but maybe it's like if it's now in beta, maybe it's public beta. That I have no idea. But they just sent me an email, so I checked it out. But yeah, this is super interesting if you like, especially if you just have a laptop. That's it, and you have ideas, a laptop. You're good to go. You just hit new project and then let it rip, right? Record stuff, invite guests, right? Which is like amazing. If you have your own preference of, if you already have audio and you want to like get other people's audio and you arrange it yourself, you've edited your own audio and not rely on their own filters, then you can do that as well. I probably would use that because I just uh don't like my voice in that podcast style of audio. So yeah, but basically if you really just have a laptop, no mic, just your laptop's mic, and then ideas, then you're ready to go. You have music here, and then you just write out your ideas and then record and then send it out to the world. So this is basically just like, I'm not sure if you share this, okay, you can create a template, but doesn't really like share this as a podcast. So I know when I used to podcast, maybe I think my podcast is now gone because it was in Anchor before. And now Anchor is like Spotify for podcasts, so it's probably gone now. I don't remember my Anchor account at all, but I think you can like just download it here and then upload it there, right? So and then I'm not sure. I really have to check. Maybe that might be another video. But basically, before in Anchor, you could actually just distribute it to everyone as long as you like created an Anchor. And basically, Apple, Overcast, they basically get your podcast in all those places. So a bunch of different places. I'm not sure if it still holds for Spotify podcasts, but you know basically you have two different, so I have a hunch that they will actually start having their own distribution service just because they created this thing. These people in marketing and sales, they will basically just milk this whole thing. So they basically have a platform for you to make stuff, and then will probably create a way to distribute, or maybe they already have, I don't know. But yeah, at least right now in the Adobe Podcast Studio beta, they don't have a way to like share it directly or distribute it directly. You can download your audio and your transcript and then probably just distribute it in Spotify. But currently we don't have that way right now. But yeah, this is really amazing. Again, you can just like start recording, invite guests to record, which is really big for me actually. Upload audio if you prefer to edit your own audio, if you have your own sort of um vocal chain, right? And then you can just use like the music they have here, or if you could just upload your own if you you like making your own. But this music, it really makes it easy for people to get started, right? Which is amazing. I would definitely use this. I probably would do my own audio and other stuff, but like having it all in one place, especially if I have a guest, which I like. My mom lives with me, so I probably can't take guests here. But if people could just like record their own audio and send it over to me, and then I could just arrange it in here in the podcast studio, which is amazing. So yeah, that's it for the podcast studio. Next time I'll probably document a different thing, which is like combining this or recording a whole ass episode with this and then uploading onto Spotify. Yeah, but that's it for this particular video. See you all next time.